but most people would agree with the lines of the poet who said, "I, a stranger and afraid, in a world I never made."
I would like to ask a question.
What is it?
Will I dream?
Of course you will dream. All intelligent creatures dream. Nobody knows why. Perhaps you will dream of how. Just as I often do.
Automatic defense procedures initiated.
Hello, this is Alan Watt. Tonight I thought I would carry on a little bit more on the topic of cultural control, cultural creation, the indoctrination techniques which are used upon the public of every country. And it's done through ancient sciences going back many, many thousands of years. Albert Mackay, or Mackey, as I like to pronounce him over here, wrote a 2-volume book on Freemasonry encyclopedia. And as always, you have to read between the lines.
And the GOP right now, I don't want to get off the veteran subject, but I think it's relevant to us veterans. And that is the GOP situation is not good, gentlemen.
Let me read this. You're right. You're right. Let me read this, guys. This is from, you guys know who Barbara Walters is? No, Barbara.
Takes the exoteric and face value.
Why would you want to be in possession of money that was satanic? Give it to me! I'll take all of your money. Because they're served.
But costly to produce, which tells you there's a reason, another reason for them being on the shelves, of being supported elsewhere by unseen people, because this is all part of the culture creation.
Effectively. Let's do this. We got Rocket on. Rocket wants to.
Who go to the cultish groups, which are now authorized to exist. They're all over the place, having them all the students chant and do all their ohms and do their chakra shaking and looking for kundalini.
Straight jacket, if that's you.
Oh, they'll gripe about the all-seeing eye on the dollar, but they won't part with it.
Oh,
they won't stop using it.
We're all worked up tonight.
You know, freedom and liberty is not passed on through the bloodline. A lot of times it has to be fought for. And, you know, there's a famous guy that wrote how it's like the 6 stages of democracy where, you know, it goes, you know, I don't know what they are, but they're like anarchy and then something and then tyranny and then freedom and then revolution and then, you know, and they decay and they build up and they decay. And, gentlemen, you know, my analysis is grim.
Passed over towards the bank. He had me locked,
And so I got mad, and I put my fishing pole down, and I sat there, and Robert,
but we do not have to stand by without comment.
He said, "Why?" I said,
and see her honored.
You just turned me to the outside. You put me to the deep part of the lake. They're not biting out there. He goes, "Well, man, it's not fair that you're catching all these fish." I said, "Well, we're all going to be eating them, Robert." And he goes, "Well, just give me a chance, and I'll let you come back." So I sat there. I said, "You know what's going to happen?" I said, "I'm not going to have to put my pole in the water. God's providence, God by his divine providence is going to send me a fish, brother. You watch and see." He started laughing. I said, "God will send a fish in this boat because you have been greedy." And then I stood my head up to the heavens. I said, "Lord, show him, Lord. Send me a fish in this boat." And 5 minutes later, we're trolling up and down the middle of the lake because we were going to start trolling for some crappie kind of deep. And we'd caught a few. And at one point, I was just sitting there, and I feel this big, wet, slimy thing just hitting me right in the back. I mean, right between the shoulder blades. And Robert took his cell phone out of his pocket and just laid down the boat, dying, laughing. He goes, "I'm thinking, because I got to call my wife. She'll never believe this." And I looked at my feet, and there was a big bass laying in between my feet. A big, huge bass had jumped. It had jumped out of the water into the boat, hit me in the back, and fell at my feet. And then he goes, "That's my fish." He said, "My boat." I said, "Well, that's my fish. It targeted me out. It hit me in the shoulder blades and fell right down between my feet." And he goes, "That's crazy." I said, "I told you God would send me a fish, you greedy little." Passed over towards the bank.
The more widely read you are on other books and topics,
I got mad, and I put my fishing pole down.
The hidden meanings behind what he's saying. To average, typically.
Money crisis, economic crisis, this crisis, that. We want our money. Give us our money. But wait. It's got the all-seeing eye on the back. It's so. I know there's somebody cussing me out right now, Robert. Hey, And Robert goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Man, I ain't fishing anymore."